Hey crafty people, come on in and let's find out which craft we're doing today.
Hi crafty people. So today's craft is sewing. I want to create a zippered pouch for a lifelong dear friend of mine who is one of the sweetest people in the world. She's recently begun playing Mahjong, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But I want to create a zippered pouch for her to keep all of her tile pieces in. Now, I don't have a pattern, but I did go online and found some sellers who were selling pouches to hold those types of tiles. And I just got the measurements. I just wanted to know, like, basically how big, wide, deep I should make the pouch. So, with that information and my little bit of experience of making pouches in the past, I'm going to see if I can just wing it. So, to find out if I can, keep watching. So, the design of the quilting file that I'm going to use doesn't quite reach all the way over to the end of the hoop. So, I want to quilt this one and then the next block over, and then I'll come back this opposite direction on the second row. But because of that not being able to go all the way over to the edge of the hoop, I'm not able to pull the fabric all the way over because I want the quilting to go towards the, as close to the edge of the fabric as possible. So to secure the sides of the fabric that's not able to be secured by the magnetic clips, I'm using masking tape, and I'm going to just put a little piece under the bottom and then another piece on top, and I'm doing the bottom one, sticky side up, and it's going to catch the fabric, and then it's also going to catch a piece of the top masking tape that's going over. So those two pieces will stick together and kind of act as a clamp as it pulls the fabric tight to this side. Once secured, I'll move the hoop around to ensure none of the clips are in the path of the needle. I also want to limit the amount of tape that may be stitched over, as this tape can be a little harder to remove if it is stitched over. Don't ask me how I know, just trust me. After the first run has stitched out, I'll move the fabric down for the next hooping. To line up, I use the laser pointer on my machine to pinpoint where the last stitch was from the last hooping. I would then lower my needle to make sure the alignment is correct and that I can adjust the fabric without it moving. I want to position it to make sure that the quilting is going to move straight across and not at an angle. So I will repeat this process for each row across the fabric.
Okay, so what I've done off camera is I've just squared up to the size that I want, width and length. And now what I'm going to do is mark the middle so that I know how to attach the zipper. So I'm going to fold it right sides together and then fold it. And what I've done is taken a water soluble marker and I marked just a little bit right here and a little bit right here. And then I did the same thing on my zipper. So here's the zipper, and I've marked the center. I folded it in half and then marked the center. And then the same thing with the lining. I folded it in half and then marked the center. Now, to attach the zipper, what I'm going to do is take the, see if I got it in camera. Here we go. So I'm going to take the lining and then I'm going to take the zipper and put it on so that the wrong side of the zipper is touching the right side of the lining. And then I'm going to make sure those are together so that it's lined up properly. And then I'm going to put a clip on it. And then I'm going to go over just a few inches, put another clip, and then another clip, and then for the end of the zipper, I'm going to take the zipper part, the teeth, and fold it under. So it's going to go under, and then I'm going to clip that. So let me, sorry about the camera angle. Okay, and then I'm going to just clip that right there to hold it in place. And then I'm going to do the same thing to this side. A few inches over. And then here is going to be a few inches over. Then I'm going to take this and again folding the teeth under, and then grabbing that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take my main fabric, okay, and then face down, I'm going to line it up, the middle marker, and clip it. I'm going to squeeze. I'm squeezing these so that the zipper doesn't move, and then just redoing it. Okay, now I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine and I'm going to just sew 1/4 inch allowance all the way down.
Now before I sew these pieces together, I'm going to do a basting stitch. Even though I secured everything with the clips, I find the basting stitch, because it goes through all the layers, is gonna do a better job holding everything. And I'm just using my regular presser foot. I'm not using the zipper foot to stitch these things. I didn't want to use the zipper foot because I didn't want to, have to go back and forth between the regular foot and the zipper foot. Now, once that's attached, then I'm going to flip the right side up for the main fabric, as you can see here. And then I clipped the lining so that I wouldn't have to fight it as I'm pushing this through and doing a top stitch all the way down. To attach the other side of the zipper, we're going to repeat the previous steps. So with the lining and the zipper both facing up, we're going to clip them together to make sure that they don't move, and then we're going to just flip the main fabric over so that it's right side is now facing down and is touching the right side of the zipper and lining.
So while the bag was still inside out, after I have attached the zipper and did the top stitching, then I went and I sewed the bag sides. I started here and I sewed the whole way down, back stitching at the beginning and end. Then on this side, I sewed all the way down to here and stopped, back stitched a couple of times, went about 3.5 inches down, went here, back stitched, finished going all the way to the end and back stitched. Then I used this opening to turn the bag right side out, and I went back and sewed that opening shut right there. Now what I'm going to do is turn this completely inside out, and then I'm going to box these corners. So to box the corners, what I'm going to do is with the bag completely inside out, I'm going to go down here to the corner and grab the fabric like so. And I want to make sure that the outside fabric is also being pulled. All right, so we got this. And what I'm going to do is measure. So this is 2.5 inches wide. So I want this box to be 1 inch in. So I'm going to go down here to the 1.5 inch mark, and 1.5 to 2.5 is 1 inch. So I'm going to slide that up, making sure that it's still there. And then I'm going to take my water-soluble marker, and I'm going to just dab that there, and then create my sew line. Let's do the same thing on this other side. Okay, making sure the outside fabric is also pulled. Okay. And then I'm going to go from the 1.5 to the 2.5. Make a little dot. Come back. And we're going to do the line. Okay. Now we're going to take it to the sewing machine and sew on these lines. Okay, so I turned the bag right side out, and here are the boxed corners. And now the only thing left is to add the zipper pull charms in there. This is a Mahjong bag for my friend, and it should fit all of her pieces in there nicely. Okay, crafty friends, well, here is the finished bag with the boxed corners, the pink lining, and to finish it off, because why not be extra, the zipper pull made of Mahjong tiles. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make this, and please come back again to find out which craft am I going to do. Bye, crafty people.